Chopper is one of my favorite characters from One Piece, and I especially love whenever he does the thing with his hooves, where he sort of forms a scope with his hooves and tries and find a weak point in an enemy. That shit is always really interesting to me, and it's a really unique ability. Finding critical hit points on a boss battle type shit. And so I was reading One Piece the other day, and Chopper wasn't in it, but I sort of made a reel from my last video on Chopper, and that got me thinking. Somehow this thought struck me that what if Chopper can just use that ability to find the mythical G spot? That would be a pretty broken ability, man. If let's say if I can get any anime ability which I wanted to use, I'd probably use that one. Because think about it, man, for years humanity has been fighting each other to find the G spot in women and in men as well. Recently there was a big discovery on finding the true G spot in men, where it is in a part called the frenel or some shit. I don't know. I haven't put it to the test. Maybe that's another video, but it's been a debate in our social culture since eons, man. And people were debating each other whether the G spot was real or not, even if it exists or not. What if it's a plot from like the big world government, like in One Piece, where they have these trilly wings of information scattered between us, so that we're fighting to find the G spot amongst each other. Meanwhile, they just fuck us over. I think that has got some merit behind it. Tell me if I'm wrong. And as I was going through that thought in my head, I just realized that Chopper can 100%, man. He can find the G spot in any fucking human, animal, even plant, maybe. I don't know. But anything that is alive, Chopper can fucking find the G spot in that bitch. Because again, if you think about it, when is a man at his most vulnerable, at his most exposed stage, when he is open to critical hits? What is that stage? It's when you're busting a nut, man. Have you ever seen the "I'm about to come" guy? The way that guy moans and sort of trembles, shakes and damn near cries, dude. It's like his nuts have been hit with the tremor fruit by Whitebeard, and he just can't take it anymore. And even think about yourself, man. Whenever you bust a nut, you're just kind of lost in the sauce. You don't have no thoughts going on at that time. You don't know what the fuck's going on, what the time is at that time. You don't care about anything but getting your splooge out of your skin fluid. And same goes for women, right? I mean, it's not like it changes for them. If you've seen porn, if you've had sex, then you might have seen it. But even in porn, you might have seen it that when women come, they just the mind just sort of evaporates out of their heads. That is exaggerated, but the point still stands that whenever you bust a nut, it was just a hard nut, not one of those average nuts, one of those where it makes your toes curl up and you get goosebumps, and you have to run straight to the fucking bathroom after it to sort of take a breather and piss it out, sort of, you know what I mean, right? So if you put that scenario into practice in a battle, Chopper is damn near unbeatable, man. This ability is broken because let's say you're fighting Chopper, right? And you're fighting him, and it's a neck and neck sort of battle, or maybe you have an upper hand on him, right? Suddenly this motherfucker, does this, right? Spots out your G spots and fucking cloven hooves that bitch. What the fuck are you going to do at that point, man? You just gotta give it up, right? Imagine, I mean, we were thinking the male G spot is in the asshole, right? But it's wherever the fuck I told you before it was, right? What if you're fighting him and he just, as I said, man, fucking Sakura blasts that shit, bam, 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 spamming it like he's spamming a fucking ult in a fighting game. Excuse me. What the fuck are you going to do against that, man? You just have to take it at that point. You just have to be, oh! And I promise you, man, whenever Chopper stops spamming that bitch, whenever he calms down, he finishes his attacking move, your neurons are going to be fried out of your fucking mind, dude, because think about the sort of pleasure hormones you're going to be experiencing back to back to back to back, or even just a fucking one singular large tsunami type, natural calamity ass nut shot that you just launched out of your body. You're not going to be able to recuperate easily, man. You're going to be spent, you're going to be exhausted, you're not going to be able to think straight. Those hentai, the fucking hypnotic hentais where the character starts fucking a girl or a guy, and first of all, during the initial time they're sort of reluctant towards it. That sounds more like rape, but yeah, that's how hentai works, man. But then slowly, or maybe somehow instantly as well, they just sort of lose their minds and they just become a fuck machine. That type of thing, man. You'll just lose your mind as Chopper keeps spamming his attack on your G spot. I mean, what are you gonna do, man? Are you gonna tie your urethra in a fucking bow tie to make it, stop exerting your man juices? That's not gonna work, man. That's never gonna work. And that's why I think the G spot will also count as a weak point. Traditionally, man, anytime I think in lore, whenever Chopper does that thing, oh fuck, he should automatically be locked on to the fucking G spot, man. Because I don't think there is any weaker point than your G spot, unless he's fighting someone who just does not have it. I don't know how they reproduce, maybe like mitosis, like amoeba or some shit. But other than that, man, it should traditionally just lock onto the fucking G spot and Choppers can just get easy dubs. You know what I mean? But I mean, man, this qualifies as a weak spot. Chopper can 100% find it. I mean, I think Chopper could have easily one-shotted each and every one of those admirals in Marineford, which I just finished, by the way. That was fucking amazing. Expect a video soon on that. But he could have easily one-shotted those bitches and then proceeded to slime out the rest of the army as well. But I mean, this would not fit well with the overarching theme of One Piece. So I guess Oda does not fully realize its potential into the written media. But my point still stands, and this is an irrefutable claim, man. I've come with receipts and why it should work and why it would be a broken ass ability. So if I'm wrong, just let me know how in the comment section, because I truly feel like I'm on to some shit right now. And if you agree with me, then well, hey, let's go. I don't know why I did that, but anyways, that was it for today's video, and yep, I'll see you in the next one. See you.